Alright guys, in this video we're going to talk about how Tyson Fury is going to completely obliterate and dominate Oleksandr Usyk. They're set to fight this Saturday in Saudi Arabia, unifying the title. There's a lot of questions around this fight, and this week we're going to try and answer as many of those questions as possible and make an accurate prediction as to who we think is going to win this fight. First off, if you could like the video for me, it helps out the channel a lot. And if you're new to my channel or you watch me content and are not yet subscribed, then consider subscribing because we upload every single day. Turn that notification bell on as well next to the subscribe button, because we're going to be doing a live stream, a fight companion for this fight on Saturday, so make sure you tune in for that. So what we're doing in today's video is we're making an argument for how Tyson Fury gets it done on Saturday, and then we'll also do a similar video on how Usyk can get the job done on Saturday. The first thing I wanted to talk about is you are only as good as your last performance, which somewhat is true, but it really doesn't give us the full picture. We all know Tyson Fury lost his last fight against Francis Ngannou. He actually got knocked down in that fight. Who would have predicted that happening? Right here. Boom. On your ass, as Tyson Fury would say. I've already got a copyright strike on the channel from reacting to clips like these, so that is why it's important to drop the video a like to help out with the channel. So Tyson Fury in this fight, he kind of got outboxed. He got outclassed. And a lot of people are saying that that's why Tyson Fury is done. He's over the hill. Oleksandr Usyk is just too good for him. However, I don't think the picture is that clear. I am no boxing expert. I am an MMA guy, for anyone who's new to my channel. And even then, I'm no MMA expert. I'm just giving my opinion here. But looking back on this fight, I do think Tyson Fury vastly underestimated Francis Ngannou. I think Francis Ngannou played a completely different game than Tyson Fury was expecting. I think Tyson was expecting Francis Ngannou to come out here, blitz Tyson Fury, because that's how Francis wins all his MMA fights. He just blitzes his opponents, and he only needs to catch you with one punch, and it's lights out. Whereas in this fight, Francis Ngannou was cool as a cucumber. He waited for Tyson Fury, and I think it threw Tyson Fury off guard. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Francis Ngannou here. I'm just giving a little bit of rationale behind why I think Fury lost this fight. Well, even though he won, he didn't really win, did he? So in the Francis Ngannou fight, we were expecting Fury to come out with the same style that he had in the Deontay Wilder fights, where he put his foot on the gas and applied pressure. We didn't really see that in the Francis Ngannou fight, because every single time Tyson Fury would do that against Ngannou, he'd get clipped with a left hook, and Francis has a lot of power, and that made Tyson Fury reluctant to throw anything. Now, you could say, yeah, well, Deontay Wilder has also got incredible power, yet Tyson Fury wasn't scared of putting his foot down and putting the pressure on in that fight. Yes, however, watching these fights back, I actually believe that Francis Ngannou has got better boxing technique than Deontay Wilder. Deontay's got incredible, freakish, weird power for someone who's so skinny, with no calves, the skinniest legs ever, and even a skinny body. He's just got that crazy power. But his technique is sloppy. He's got zero footwork. He's off balance. He's very flat-footed. Half of the time when Deontay Wilder fights, his legs are completely stiff. He's just a genetic anomaly who can be imperfect for 99% of the fight, but perfect for 1% of the fight, and it's game over. Whereas Francis Ngannou showed that he's actually a pretty decent boxer. He was solid in the fundamentals, the way he was moving. He was never out of position. His guard was always up. He threw some haymakers like there. That was a high power punch, but then also kept his composure. He went back to his fundamentals straight away. He didn't get overzealous. He didn't get too excited. So I believe Francis Ngannou, he might have similar sort of power to Deontay Wilder, maybe a little bit more due to the extra muscle mass, but also his technique, his fundamentals were better than Deontay Wilder, and that's why Tyson Fury couldn't get to Francis Ngannou, because it wasn't only just the threat of the power, it was the threat of the technique and solid fundamentals and good footwork and distance management. Tyson Fury knew that he could just press Deontay Wilder, slip one or two punches, or just one punch really, keep his guard up, getting close on Deontay, and Deontay would have no answer for him. He couldn't do that to Ngannou. So this idea that you're only as good as your last performance, I understand it, but as I say, it doesn't paint the full picture. You can certainly have one bad fight and still be the best in the world. Case in point, Anthony Joshua. Look how good he's looked in his last 3 fights. Yet there was a time, I remember, when people were calling Anthony Joshua to retire after his first Andy Ruiz fight. Oh, he's done. Joshua's over it. What's he doing losing to fat Ruiz? Retire, he should retire. People talk about retirement in boxing too soon, too early. That's one thing I do love about MMA, is that a fighter can lose 2 or 3 fights and they're still in there all the time. They can easily just turn it round, have another 2 or 3 fights, and they're back in title contention and one of the best in the world. You look at someone like Charles Oliveira, there was a time when people were calling him a coward and a quitter, and then he went on an absolute kill streak through the lightweight division. So you're only as good as your last performance. Yeah, there's a little bit more nuance to it than that. Now, DAZN have uploaded this video. Can Oleksandr Usyk to fight a height deficit to shock Tyson Fury? We're just going to react to a couple little segments in this video and expand on them. DAZN is a little bit notorious for being twitchy on the copyright strikes as well, so I've got to be careful here. DAZN, if you're watching this, I am transforming the content. I appreciate your work that you're putting out there. The edits that I am making to this video are completely transformative, reaction-based, and fall under fair use law. I've got to say it, guys.
Knowing that I'm the big man, I'm going to box big. You know, I'm not going to box small to the small man. I'm going to box big. Anytime they duck below my jab, just make sure to feed them with some uppercuts and, you know, always push them back.
So the legend Lennox Lewis was saying there, when you're the bigger fighter, box big, make yourself known, make your presence known, don't shell up and hide away. Now here's the thing, in order to make your presence known, you almost have to apply that pressure, the same level of pressure that Tyson Fury applied to Deontay Wilder. However, that plays right into Oleksandr Usyk's game, because Usyk is really good with the slips. This might be one of these matches where it might actually be best for Tyson Fury to go back to his elusive style. Now, this guy here talks about Tyson Fury using dirty tactics, if you like, or he calls it being a veteran right here.
I just call him being a veteran, like punching in the clinch and punch on the inside, move your man back. And if the referee allows him to do that in the middle round, I can see Tyson Fury getting very physical and not letting Usyk use all his advantages as far as boxing and being lethal from that southpaw stance.
So that's a fantastic point that he brought up there. If Tyson Fury is able to lean on Usyk, able to clinch him up, punch inside the clinch, put his hand in his face, push him back, lean on him, get him in headlocks, and put that type of physicality on Usyk that Usyk is not used to, that might actually tire Usyk out, or at least make him frustrated and get him off his own game plan. Now, saying that there's even a potential of Usyk getting tired is a little bit of a stretch, because the man is an absolute machine. I think for the last Joshua fight, he said he was doing 15 5-minute rounds in sparring to prepare for Joshua, which is insane. And Joshua's 6'6" and a tank of a human being. Fury, 6'9", more like 6'7", and absolutely massive. So if Fury can impose that extra physicality on him that Usyk is not used to, could that throw Usyk off his game plan? Or at least mix it up enough to make Usyk think, if I put too much pressure on him, he's going to clinch up on me, he's going to get me in a headlock, he's going to wear down on me and grab the back of my neck. The way I see it is Fury's got two options here. He can either make the fight dirty, like I've just said, or he can box at range. Which one is going to be best for him?
Size does matter. Usyk will have to use his defense, his offense, and his brute strength in order to keep Tyson Fury off him.
Clarissa Shields, maybe she should get in there and fight Usyk or Tyson Fury, because we know that she can beat up men, or so she claims.
I understand what a big 18-stone man pressing you is like. If anyone could beat Tyson Fury, it's someone who knows how to control the range, control the distance, and is a southpaw.
I think we're going to see some brilliance from both. I think we'll see Usyk skipping side to side, Tyson Fury loading up with big shots, high-level chest. What a fight it is.
You've got two of the most technical boxers in the heavyweight division going at each other, but what can sometimes that make for? It can sometimes actually make for a boring fight. My subscribers will know we all like to have a laugh on this channel, sometimes covering beginners and people who've never fought or never threw a punch before, and there's always knockouts. When the skill level of two fighters is extremely low, there's no defense and there's big massive punches getting thrown, which makes for entertaining fights and knockouts. Whereas when you've got two people who are perfect fighters, pretty much, or as close to perfect as you can get, the perfection offsets itself and it can make for a boring fight. What are Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk both incredibly good at doing? It's defensive boxing. Tyson Fury, before he changed his style with Sugar Hill down a Kronk gym into a little bit more of a pressure-based style, was previously just an elusive fighter who used to fight on the back foot, who used to circle on the outside, who used to Philly shell up, head movement. What does Oleksandr do really good at? Head movement, distance management. It's very hard to touch the guy. So they're kind of very similar in the defensive aspect with each other. So it's going to be very interesting to see who can impose whose game plan.
Hey, my friend, don't be afraid. I will not leave you alone.
What does that even mean?
I think what he means is that I'm going to be on you like white on rice. He's going to put the pressure on. Let's be honest. We all know what Oleksandr Usyk is going to do. He's going to come out there and put the pressure on Tyson. That's the only thing he can do as the smaller man. Usyk can't come out and jab from a distance. He's got to come out there and almost be Mike Tyson-esque. Slip those punches, get on the inside, body shots, overhand rights, left hooks. Whereas, as I said before, Tyson's got two options. He can be aggressive and dirty, kind of like how he was in the Deontay Wilder fight. Uses weight to lean on Oleksandr Usyk, try and drain his gas tank. Or he can fight like how he used to, kind of like how he done in the first Deontay Wilder fight, where he was circling the ring, few jabs, keep Oleksandr Usyk at distance, keep him at bay, and just slowly outpoint him. Or he can hope to catch Usyk on the way in with an uppercut. Let's see what Tyson Fury's former trainer thinks of this fight.
I'm intrigued, I'm intrigued to see, even fight week, what both fighters have got to say and whether that will show us anything about how each fighter might approach the fight. Intriguing matchup. I think if he goes about the fight the wrong way, it'd be hard for him to actually impose his size. For Usyk, I think people's got this misconception of Usyk that he's like this back foot run around the ring. He's very aggressive, very aggressive.
Ben's training Anthony Joshua now, isn't he? That's mad, that. Tyson Fury was named after Mike Tyson, his hero, and Mike Tyson trained Francis Ngannou. Ben Davidson trained Tyson Fury for his comeback fight against Deontay Wilder. Was it Deontay Wilder, the first fight? Anyway, and if Tyson Fury fights Anthony Joshua in the future, depending on how this fight goes, Ben Davidson would essentially be training Anthony Joshua to beat Tyson Fury. Tyson must feel like everyone's turning against him. All his heroes, all his trainers. Nah, obviously not. It's just interesting how it all works out. Now, it's interesting there. As the former trainer of Tyson Fury, you think the Ben would be like, listen, Tyson's going to come out there and he's going to get it. He's going to give a biased opinion, maybe. But he doesn't give a biased opinion. He says Usyk's good. People underestimate how good Usyk is. So smart guy. He could have went with the easy answer there, but he didn't. Now, for anyone in the comments who's banking on me getting my prediction right, Shaun, you don't know anything about boxing. You're making an argument for how Tyson Fury's going to win this fight. Oleksandr Usyk is going to destroy him. Okay, well, why don't you keep that same energy for the legend Roy Jones Jr.? Here's what he has to say about how Tyson is going to get the win.
His head is where it always is. When he has a bad performance, he comes back and makes up for it with a beautiful performance. So if they think that means that Usyk going to beat him, they got another thought coming. But that was not the normal Tyson Fury.
I like it. Roy Jones, nail on the head. He said he underestimated Ngannou. But listen, kids, that's the importance of every single fight. You have to treat like it's going to be your biggest challenge yet. Just because he lost against Ngannou doesn't mean that Usyk's going to have an easy time against him. So if Tyson Fury loses this fight and you want to come on my channel, and say that I don't know anything about boxing. Yeah. Well, I want you to go on to Roy Jones's Instagram and say, Roy, you don't know anything about boxing. You thought Tyson was going to win this fight, you friggin' idiots. We have the legend, John Fury. I think this was pre-headbutt incident. And of course, John is the most biased person that you can get. But let's just have a little listen, see what energy he's bringing, see if he's given off any doubts about if Tyson is going to be able to get this done or not.
It was a good victory. All I can say is there's enough people talking bullshit, and I'm not going to be one of them. My son is still the champion of the world, and he's the best of you at our country mile. If they don't believe in him, that's up to them. I believe in him, and you watch when he gets Usyk. He'll reign supreme and he'll stop Usyk.
He said he'd stop Usyk. Now, John Fury is a man of integrity. He's a man of pure, utter mental clarity. If you missed the headbutt video, go and watch that up in the top corner here. John got into a big altercation with Usyk's team and headbutted one of the lads. Ridiculous. Eddie Hearn and Tyson Fury have never been on the best of terms. They've chatted utter crap about each other for years, if I remember correctly. Eddie Hearn manages Anthony Joshua, or Anthony Joshua is under Eddie Hearn's promotions. Remember, guys, I'm just getting into boxing, so there's going to be details that I get wrong here. I'm still learning. And because there's this ongoing feud between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, obviously there's going to be a little bit of beef and friction there between Tyson Fury and Eddie Hearn as well. So Eddie owes Tyson Fury zero loyalty. Let's listen to what he says about this fight.
There's always going to be scar tissue there. I mean, that's the same spot as the Wilding cut. So, maybe he uses a bar this time on his head guard, or I don't know, but I think the timing will be fine.
Does it change your pick at all for the Undisputed fight?
Not really. I mean, Fury's going to get a whole load of criticism about this. And listen, I'll back him on it. I don't often back him, but to say that he made the cut up, or it's just moronic. So I think he's going to get a huge amount of criticism, and I think it's going to drive him on. to beat Usyk. I actually think this will work out well for Tyson Fury. And I think he'll beat Oleksandr Usyk.
So Eddie Hearn coming out defending Tyson Fury over the whole cut debate. People were saying that Tyson Fury made the cut up. If you didn't follow previously, this fight was delayed. It was meant to happen in February, and it got pushed back to now because Tyson Fury got cut in sparring. This was filmed a while ago, but Eddie Hearn said, I think all that criticism that Tyson is going to receive from backing out of this fight and from getting this cut is going to spur him on to beat Usyk. And finally, this is the last one now. We've actually got Sugar Ray Leonard weighing in on who he thinks is going to win this fight.
Usyk Fury, just break it down for me.
Well, Fury, I mean, first of all, I've been impressed with him when I first saw him. A guy so big, can move so well. You know what I mean? I mean, he can box. I mean, that's a key factor.
Sugar Ray Leonard literally said Fury. First of all, the way he moves, how fluid he is. He can box on the back foot, he can move around. So, if Tyson Fury loses this fight, you've got to say that Sugar Ray Leonard and Roy Jones don't know anything about boxing because they picked Tyson Fury. Casuals. So let's summarise. This is not a predictions video, by the way. This is me just saying how Tyson Fury can get it done on Saturday against Oleksandr Usyk. He's got the two options. He can either put the pressure on Usyk and fight dirty, which Usyk might be expecting because that's how Tyson Fury's fought in his last 6 fights. Not so much in the Francis Ngannou fight, but that fight's a little bit of an exception. That's the outlier. Or, even better, which is what I think he should do, being a professional boxing coach myself, of course I'm only joking, is he can stay on the outside, he can fight smart, he can use his jab, keep Oleksandr Usyk at bay, circle the ring, and then if Usyk gets in a little bit too close, clinch up, tie Usyk up, lean on him, let the ref break it up, and then reset. So Tyson should basically fight Usyk how he fought Deontay Wilder in the first fight. Be elusive. Don't play into Usyk's game plan. If you pressure Usyk, his head movement's just too good. He'll get on the inside and he'll crack you with a solid left hook. He'll get you with those body shots. Tyson Fury needs to use that length, use that reach, and then when Usyk does get close, use his weight. He's almost going to have to take a hybrid approach between being elusive and fighting how he previously did, and then turning on the aggression and the dirty fighting here and there, sparingly. So once again, not a predictions video. We'll do that a little bit further on into the week. We'll do a video covering how Usyk can win this fight, so make sure you're tuned in for all the fight build-up this week. We're going live this Saturday. And also a quick little reminder, I've got my very own training app releasing in July. So if you want to pack on a little bit of muscle so you look good on your next lad's holiday, or so your missus finds you a little bit sexy and she's not looking at other lads anymore and she can finally look at you. Oh, my boyfriend's fit. He's sexy. Or maybe you just want to improve your physicality for your combat sports, have a little bit less body fat and a bit more muscle so you're more filled out for your respective weight class. Then this training app is going to be perfect for you. It's going to show you how to pack on the pounds or kilos of muscle naturally without compromising your performance. Whether it's in the bedroom or the boxing ring, it doesn't matter. 13 years of coaching experience all in this app. If you want to get notified on its release and stay updated, check the first link in the description, sign up to the newsletter list, and don't worry, I won't spam you. Appreciate you all tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.